Hey everybody, Shavano, this is Otto. 7 o'clock Sunday evening time for some Sunday Night Live chat. We got a great crowd already on YouTube and ready to go. Looks like we are connecting on Facebook as well. As always, we are live on two formats, both Facebook and YouTube. As you see me glancing back and forth at the monitors, that's what I'm doing. Leo's here. Yeah, I did get that shipped, Leo, but it didn't go till Friday since we were trying to get the address straightened out. I don't know if you're going to have to sign for it. If you're there, I know they'll have you sign for it. If you're not there, they may just leave it and take a picture of where they left it. Sometimes they'll do that. But it is on the way, Leo. Leo, Travis, and Justin got a big box of coolness their last couple weeks worth of stuff on the way. So there'll be. I know those guys are going to be excited when that gets there. Scott's with us on Facebook. Bill Wagaman's here. Colorado Memorial is back. Brian Dispatch. Jim's on. Alan from Arizona. So Scott's on YouTube as well. September 10th. Sounds perfect, Brian. Kind of get something scheduled out and kind of let me know what your schedule looks like. And hopefully it'll be during that week of the 10th. I can't push too close to October with the auction coming up, but that should sure work in that sometime between September 10th and 20th. Should sure definitely work for me. So Tony's here. He was at the Pontiac Nationals in Norwalk. Randy's on with us. Dennis is here. Bud's with us. Alan, Travis. Glad you guys all made it back. It still shocks me that every week you do, but you come back. We have a great time. Tony's here. And obviously lots of catching up to do. Leo got flooded out this week as well. And if I'm sure most of you have caught the video from last Sunday night that I threw up instead of going live. And then I just threw one up from the yard as well. If you didn't see that, just a couple of short clips. I just picked out a couple of different camera views from the yard. There's cameras all over out there. So I just picked a couple of views that kind of could really show the wind and what was going on out there. So I just threw that up about a half an hour ago. You guys can check that out as well. But obviously last Sunday, things got really interesting here. Alex is here. Sam's on from Oklahoma. Johnny Z made it. Yeah, that topper was bouncing all over the place. That's for sure. That's why I thought it kind of made a neat clip. But it kicked off numero uno. We got plenty of room for you, number one. And like I said, if you caught that video, it started just after 6. Actually, I run home and eat about 5:30, and about just a little after 6, I head back to the shop. Start getting set up. I usually try to run camera checks, before I go home and eat. But sometimes if I don't, then I come back at 6:15, 6:20, run camera checks and start getting everything set up and ready to go. And just as I was getting ready to leave to head back, that's when things really started kicking up, just a little after 6. And it went till almost 7. That system was there for 30, 45 minutes. And it got ugly fast. Excuse me. And, you could see some of that. If you watch some of those trees in the video, up high, some of them were all, the tops of the trees were almost circling. There was no tornado. Dad's on with us that touched the ground. And they said, all the weather services say there was no tornado ever spotted. But there was definitely some rotation. And right above, actually, when that rotation, those trees were going in circles, about 150 yards southeast of me, a roof came off, and about another 100 yards past that building, another roof came off, like roof off on the ground, roof gone. So that's how bad it was. Michael Gogola's here with us. Randy Ellenberger's on. So yeah, it was ugly. Now, fortunately for us at my house, all we had was the wind and only golf ball sized hail. Just a little bit west of us, baseball sized hail. Baseball sized hail combined with 80-mile-an-hour winds. There were people that literally said you could walk up on the roof of their house and drop a beer can through the holes in their roof. That's how bad it was. Literally punched holes all the way, not damaged a shingle, punched holes through the roof, through the sheeting and everything. obviously destroyed a ton of vehicles, and just like I said, off the rails, the kind of storm that it was. So Jim said 2 new car dealerships 10 miles west of me, they had baseball size hail. Yeah, I mean, it just destroyed a ton of this stuff around here. I actually talked to a PDR guy, called me Monday morning, wanted to rent part of my shop, or part of one of my shops to do PDR in. And he said, I'll be there in a few hours. I'll get a hold of you. So he was driving up here. He started talking to some people about what had happened. And he said, it sounds like this stuff, there may not even be enough PDR work here. It's either not bad or it's destroyed. So it was interesting, to say the least. We lost power, right in the middle of it, say 6:30. I had power back on at my house later that night, but down here at the shop, we didn't have power until noon on Monday. Nate's here with us. Yeah, Nate works in a body shop about 50 miles from here, and said his entire shop is full of cars from Great Bend. That doesn't surprise me, because most of the body shops in Great Bend were already booked out 2 to 3 months prior to this. So that doesn't surprise me at all. But we actually started, lots of PDR, paintless dent removal, where they go in and work the dings and dents out without having to paint it. PDR's paintless dent removal is what that stands for. So, but anyway, we started actually trees down everywhere. We had a lot of branches down, a lot of complete trees down. Kenny's here, all over town. Basically, I was on trees pretty much all day Monday. I picked up a new chainsaw chain at 7. Actually, 3 new chainsaw chains at 7 o'clock Monday morning, and I got back to shop at 10 till 5. So, but some of the stuff that I'll see if you guys can see a few of these pictures of what it looked like. These were later Sunday night. I'll hold some of these up and see if you guys can see them or not. But here's one tree that was down. This was out. Actually, this was about a half mile from the yard. You can see the root base is higher than the roof of the house. And believe it or not, there was a car under this tree. They got the tree cut away, and there was a car under there. Nate said he just finished one from Great Bend last week, and now their rental car's back beat up. Let's see. What else? That was my rental. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this or not. This is going to be a little bit tough, but you guys can make that one out. Derailed train cars. Literally blew train cars off the tracks. So it was pretty crazy. Like I said, I was on trees pretty much all day on Monday. Like, this is one of Mom's rentals. Tree across. She had 2 of them. The tree was over the front porch across the front door. So that's just some examples of what we were dealing with here. So, yeah, we got pretty lucky. Didn't really hear of anybody that actually got hurt. So, pretty crazy that that kind of storm, and not really any dangers. Yeah, it takes a lot to move a train, Leo, that's for sure. So anyway, that's what happened last Sunday. That's obviously why I couldn't be on. No power and plenty of other stuff that had to be dealt with last Sunday night. Like I said, we literally started cutting trees that night after the storm went through, because there were so many of them down. But what else has been going on? Other than losing a few days there, kind of trying to stay on course. GAA was this weekend. Big collector auto auction. They do a couple of them a year. Our good friend Jim Wicks was there, and got a text from Jim last night, as a matter of fact. And looks like they had a heck of a sale. I looked through some of the results, just kind of skimmed them, and it looked like they had a very, very high sell-through rate at GAA this weekend. So like I said, I didn't talk to Jim in person to get a real good scoop, but he sent me pictures of one that he did get bought from one of his clients. That is a super cool car. Jeff from Ottawa's here, and you can look this thing up. And on GAA's website, GAA Classic Cars, and get a little bit better look at it. But this thing is super cool. So our Wicks report from GAA, this is what he got bought. 57 Ford two-door Post. Looks like a nice, clean little two-door sedan, and it is. It looks like they got like 100 pictures on the website. Factory supercharged. 312 Y-block supercharged, 3-speed on the column. So pretty interesting car. That's right, the Wikipedia. We need to get caught up with him and get some more content done. And I got to get down because this car that he found is so awesome. I know you guys are going to love it. So I've got to get down and see him and get some content shot on that. But I thought that was pretty neat. They said they made 250 supercharged 57 Ford cars, is what the data with the cars said. And they said 20 of them were two-door Posts. Brian's here. So it's kind of a different deal. It's something you're definitely not going to see again. But there again, that's what's cool about Wicks feeding us information when he goes to these auction stuff he finds. A lot of cool things like that happening. So Greg from Glasgow's on with us. It just said 250 total, and they thought about 20 of them were two-door sedans. So it didn't really break down any of the rest of them, at least not in the information with this. But I think it was about 72.2 GAA Classic Cars. I don't know if there's 100 pictures, but there's a slug of pictures of that car. So I actually went and flipped through some of them because I didn't know nothing about them. So I was there again. We're all here to learn something. That was new to me. And maybe you guys can go check it out. Maybe you guys will learn something too. So, but thought that was a pretty neat deal. Bankshift. Bankshift.com. If you guys have not been on Bankshift.com, be sure to check that out. Chad ran the Studebaker video from the other night. What did everybody think of the Studebaker? Did you catch the video on the Studebaker convertible? That's another super cool car that I was pretty excited about. I hope you guys saw that. That's right, Scott. That's what I was getting ready to get to too. Mecum Harrisburg is this week, and that's where Jim is headed next. So Jim was at GAA this weekend, headed to Harrisburg next weekend. So maybe we'll hear. Maybe Jim will get some cool stuff bought for some of his customers next weekend too. We'll have some more cool stuff to check out. So yeah, some of you guys were digging the Studebaker. Like I said, Chad ran it on Bankshift, and hopefully we're going to be doing. Hopefully Chad will get up here this week. Chad's supposed to be coming to get the Bankshift Suburban, and hopefully we'll do some cool stuff while he's here. I know it's going to be a quick trip for him, but I would love to do some stuff either on the Bankshift channel or on here. I don't know. Just depends on what happens when Chad gets here and we see what we're doing. But we're tentatively trying to get something going to get Chad Reynolds from Bankshift up here this week so he can pick up his Suburban and do some cool stuff. So, but yeah, the Studebaker was super neat. It's just something you don't ever see. I can see that car as a full-blown resto mod, and that would make somebody a super cool cruiser, and definitely not one you're going to go park next to anywhere. That's for sure. So Bill says they ran the supercharger in NASCAR for 57 is what that was for. So anyway, what else is coming up? KKOA is this weekend in Salina, Kansas, about 70 miles from me. Custom Kemps of America. Huge show, 2,000 cars, small swap meet, bicycle show, run what you brung drags. I'm going to try to get up there at some point. I don't know when for sure, how this weekend's going to shake out. But I'm going to try to make KKOA, Custom Kemps of America. their huge summer spectacular in Salina, Kansas, coming up this weekend. And so if you guys are going to be there, let me know or give me or holler if you see me wandering around there, checking things out at the KKOA show. Also coming up, Springfield, Missouri swap meet is about a month away as well. Also going to try to make that. So that's some of the things that I've got coming up, some events that I'm going to try to make. If some of you guys can make it there or are going to be there, be sure to let me know. It'd be great to run into some of you. And that's kind of what I've got cooking as far as hopefully at this point on my schedule. A few more days like last Sunday, and that's subject to change. There was a toy show this weekend in Salina that I wanted to try to get to yesterday, but that didn't work out. I wanted to go to that, but obviously the first part of my week getting completely rescheduled for me, the card just didn't fall into the cards. No, this isn't KKOA, not the campgrounds, KKOA, Custom Kemps of America. New inventory. Haven't talked about new inventory now. We've got a couple weeks worth of it to talk about since we didn't get on last week. So over the last couple weeks, what have I picked up? Picked up a couple more Studebagers. Big jobs here. A couple of cars. I think one's a 48. I think one's a 49. I got to do a little more research. I don't know those 47, 48, 49 Studebagers extremely well. So I got to do a little more research on those. But those two cars came in. About an 82 El Camino, another G-body El Camino, 86 Ford half-ton F-150 two-wheel drive pickup, as well as a 74 Valiant. Not the most exciting car in the world, but it was just an old 74 Valiant four-door slant six. But it was the only cool thing about it, it has been in this garage for decades. Property that sold at a tax sale, garage and house about to fall down. So we had to pull that 74 Valiant out of that garage off from that property that sold at the tax sale. So we'll get that put together for you as well. So I have been picking up some stuff and making a little bit of headway there, and always adding some new stuff to inventory. Always got to keep growing. Always got to keep changing. So that's what we're doing. Right? Yeah, regular cab, 86 F-150. It is baby blue. And I don't actually know. I'm sure it's got air, steering brakes, and air, but I'm trying to remember if I've even looked under the hood. I don't think I have. I don't think I've even opened the hood. So Zach's here, Whiskey Business. I think it's just a 6-cylinder automatic. I know it's an automatic, but I haven't even opened the hood. But it is complete. I only had one of those trucks. I've got an 83. So there again, that 80 to 86 Ford, I've been pretty weak in. So still a good addition to inventory for sure. So hopefully now that I'm somewhat back on a normal schedule this week. Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely, Alex. We'll be doing a video on the Studebagers for sure. 86 F-150's number one's mating call. Well, we'll be getting a video done on it as well. Ken from Michigan's here with us. So that's kind of what we've got for Open Chat. We'll get you promo models, some badges, emblems, auction stuff. Full schedule tonight since we missed last week. And real quick, a little bit of housekeeping. Autocorrect, please double check your autocorrect before you hit send. If I can't make out your comment, I will have to skip it, go on to the next one. If you're on the Nobody Show page on Facebook, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. If you want to comment, participate in the auctions, you will need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto Facebook page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel. Those are the only two sets of comments that I can see. If we do get a troll on here, which we occasionally do, I will ignore them. You guys do a great job of running them off, making sure they know they're not welcome. They just want my attention because they can't get enough from mommy. So I'll ignore them. You guys do a great job of running them off. Nut Farm, Randall with a Nut Farm. Super chats are always cool. Appreciate it. Unfortunately, Zach won't be on a lot. Got to work early tomorrow. I understand. At least you jumped on with us for a while. You want to stick around for a little bit? We got a big pile of auction stuff since it's been building up. Because even like today, I did not get stuff ready. I still kept piling stuff into the auction boxes. No, Actually, that's not even a G body. That's a 76 Sprint, actually, is the one that had the dancing topper. So we've got a lot of fun tonight. Plus the magazine, we got everything piled up. Basically everything from last week, plus a little bit of stuff from this week. Leo wants to bid. He's already ready to go. So the rumor that number one starting is it's a G body. Okay, that's fine. I'm good with that. Antonio's at the Pontiac Nationals. There's a Pontiac 57 Pontiac 4-door promo for $100. If it was clean and not warped, it was probably worth that. So anyway, let's move on to the promo model. Let's get to some badges and emblems, and let's get to some auction stuff and then the magazine. So lots of stuff happening tonight. Trying to get caught up from being gone or missing last week. I wasn't gone. We were almost gone. We were almost in Oklahoma, the way that stuff was last week. But that's all right. We're back. We're ready to go. We're just going to try to get it all done. Slip a WS6 package under G body El Camino. That would probably take a little bit of doings. So we'll get through the promo, we'll get through the badges, and then we better get into the auctions. Leo's already getting itchy over here. He's already trying to bid on stuff. But tonight's promo, actually, and maybe Bill can shed a little light on this one. This is an early one, and it is an aluminum one. Yes, it's a metal promo. So I'm going to assume, Travis is trying to bid, I'm going to assume this was an AMT, since it was an aluminum, since AMT was aluminum made toys or whatever. Well, no, it has a name on here, but I can't quite make it out. Bill might be able to tell us. On this 1950 Chevrolet 4-door Fleetline. It is a bank. We can see the big Fleetline roof on it. Obviously, it does have some nicks and scratches in the paint. Pete's already in love. So Zach, Leo. Obviously, this is all metal, so fortunately, none of this stuff is broken off. It is all cast aluminum. Like I said, it is a bank. Obviously, here was the lock for it. This would open up. But this is the actual body of the car. This silver part here, that is the cast aluminum. It does have all the original tires and wheels on it. Now, since this was a bank, obviously the inside was hollow, so the windows are all silver paint, just to create an illusion. So you can put your change in there. This particular promo was in Windsor Blue. We can still make it out. A lot of it is worn off, but we did still have the color Windsor Blue on here. On this 1950 Chevrolet 4-door Fleetline Fastback. So definitely something a little bit different. I don't know if we've done any metal ones on. I think we've done one or two metal ones over the years, but not something you don't see very often. They were always these earlier ones. It seems like we had a metal Studebaker or something. Randall's got a long lag time with storms. Yes, that's what it says. Windsor Blue on the roof for the fact, because that's what color it was. Banthrico. That's right, Alan. That is what it says. It's kind of scuffed, but that is what it says. It kind of, this little bit of discoloring kind of screwed it up. But you're right. Banthrico is what it says. I can make out enough letters to see that. So Banthrico on this 1950 Chevrolet 4-door Fleetline in Windsor Blue. Who's ready for some badges and emblems? As always, we'll start off with a pre-war, then go to a poster. Where's the slot? Jeff missed the slot. It's on the bottom. There's your coin slot. There's your key. named after the South Detroit. The blue is named after the South Detroit. South Detroit is Windsor, Ontario. Okay. As always, we'll start off with a pre-war badge, then we'll move to a post-war badge. Starting off with the 1927-1928 Chrysler. This one's a little bit rough. It's got a little bit of chipping, but check this thing out. We're missing a little bit of blue here and a little bit of blue here, but this is a nice, deep royal blue behind this. This base is actually a separate piece from the Chrysler badge. We see some really nice scroll work around the outside perimeter, and these kind of starburst lines here around this are supposed to be there. That is part of the design of the badge. Thanks, Zach. Appreciate it. Now, we take the nut off the back because this is a stud mount. You know, some of these are a pressed mount. This one actually is a stud mount. So we take the nut off the back, and we can see the Chrysler comes off separate from the backing. So the stud on the Chrysler went right on through, and it actually was squared off, the stud, then the square part, so that the square part would lock in there. Flush, and then you can put your nut back on it. And tighten it back down, back to where it looks like one piece. So kind of a cool piece. I wish I had a little bit better one that wasn't chipped here, but there again, some of these are so hard to find. You take what you get. This is 2728 is what this one is. But this deep royal blue looks really great, especially it would have against this Chrysler badge when it was new. So it's kind of a neat piece, definitely different. Slight curvature to it, probably to fit the curve of the grill shell, but a really cool, nicely detailed, especially with all this scroll work around the outside edge on this 2728 era Chrysler grill shell badge. Now, next, we got a big one next. Obviously, we're going to go post-war. We're going to move up to the 50s and check out a big one. Let's get this big one. And it's cool. It's just got a little bit of size to it. 31 inches long. 31 inches. And about 3.5 high. This is definitely a cool one for the Chevy fans. They made these in different variations depending on the size of the truck in the 50s. This particular truck happened to be medium duty, and a lot of us are familiar with the Apache in the late 50s. Well, this one happens to be a Viking. The 1958 Chevy Viking fender badge. Now, they actually made one even bigger than the Viking as well. I've got some of those also, called the Spartan, which was the big trucks, like 80 to 100 series. Now, this originally would have been black background back in here behind the 60s. These little dots would have been black. The Viking and everything was chrome. This would have been black, and the Chevrolet in the 60 would have popped out against that black background. These went right on the side of the fenders. This is a 58 only. They changed these every year back then. A lot of you guys are digging this. Zach at 50, Pete at 100. I guess that means we're supposed to sell it if Pete's at 100. Are we going to sell this thing or what? I think Kodiak was a little bit newer. I don't think they made Kodiak back in the late 50s. We got Pete at 100, Zach at 101. I guess I better get the timer ready. We're going to keep this up. These actually had the part numbers cast in the back. And one thing that was kind of interesting is it had different part numbers for the different sizes. Brian says, sell it. Okay. I got Zach at 101 already. Everybody says, sell it, sell it. Let me finish showing you a couple things here real quick, and maybe this will be the first auction piece. If you guys can see it or not, it says it has different numbers back here. 40, 60, 80, 100, and different part numbers. This casting actually just had the different numbers, part numbers all cast into it for all these different ones, even though they were also cast differently out here. So it does look like a Streamliner from Bonneville. That's true. So these are neat. They are fairly flat because they did mount on the side of the fender. So they don't have, I think they've got maybe a slight curvature to them, but not much. But it is a cool piece. This is all cast in one piece. All the Viking letters are good. This even still has all the studs on it. So, the Chevrolet Viking 60. We putting it on the timer or what? I don't have the timer ready yet. I guess this is our first auction piece. We're going to do it. Let's just do it. We'll go. We're on the timer. Leo says, go, 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 go. We're live. We're on the timer. We ain't even got to the rules yet. We're going to go 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Zach at 101. 2 minutes. We are rolling. We're going to go ahead and sell it. Everybody's saying, let's go. So we went. We hit the timer. We're going. Leo's loading. I ain't got my notepad out yet or nothing. Zach at 101. Mike from New Waverly, Texas. This man, I don't know how serious anybody is, but I got Zach at 101 at this point. So here we go. We're live. We're coming up on the 1 minute mark. Travis, here's somebody loading. There's 1 minute. Zach at 101. And these are cool. There's no doubt about it. These are a statement piece. Big kahuna. Viking. You need a helmet to wear. You got to have a helmet for this thing. 1:30. There's the minute 30 mark. That's right. Large and in charge. That's a good way to put it. Zach at 101, is that it? There's 2 minutes. Are you good with that, Zach? Do you want it for 101 or are you just screwing around? So it's yours, Zach, if you want it. More fireworks? Zach said he's good with it. Okay, it's yours. These things are great, though. I almost kept this one, but I'm keeping some of the Spartan ones because they're so awesome. So we'll put Zach at 101, and then we'll get to the actual auctions here in just a minute. All right, I'm going to put this thing over here out of the way because it's big and it's cool and it's awesome. And it's going to Zach. I'm excited for you, Zach. Those things are great. Okay. I guess we can't recap the badges. I just sold one of them. But anyway, there was the other badge, the 2728 Chrysler. It is kind of, it could also be used as a Viking weapon. That's another good point, Alex. That's true. Anyway, I guess we're time for actually, before we do the auctions, we need to do some bonus drawings. We didn't know bonus drawings last week. That means we got to do a couple of extra bonus drawings tonight. So let's do a quick bonus drawing, then we're going to get to the auctions. That's right, statement piece. That's a good way to put it, too. Only a couple more people got in this week on the auction or on the raffle. Leo, Justin, and Travis, and then Dennis Chapman. I got you guys in. Zach's a good stabbing piece. That's true. So let's yank a name out of the big Buick oil can for some bonus raffles. Who do we got first? Old School made it. Lots of trees and some windows. Pretty much what I had for damage. Travis Howard. The first bonus drawing winner tonight is Travis. So, put the big Buick can over there. And grab the Fleet can. And let's see what we get. I got this thing jam-packed full of cool stuff. There we go. There's one right there. Well, it's kind of trying to come out. There it is. Oh, a little like 55 or 56 Ford. Windshield pillars are gone, but you can actually see the side moldings on it. On the little 55, 56 Crown Victoria toy for Travis. And as always, these are strictly bonus drawings. So Travis is out tonight. He's got one tonight. We're going to write Travis's name on this one. And then we will get this in the next box to Leo and the boys. And since these are bonus drawings, like we always tell you, does not hurt you into the main raffle. You go right back into the big Buick oil can. So Travis is out for tonight, but he's still in for the drawings and any bonus drawings next week. You can get one bonus a week. So let's put those cans down. Let's get into the night's auction. Or actually, we're going to do story time real quick. Let's squeeze story time in real quick. I forgot about that. I got off a line on my sheet. Let's do story time. And I was actually getting a little too excited about getting into the auctions. Hi, I'm Travis, and I have a nobody addiction. I'm glad you guys do. Actually, a bunch of pictures to look at tonight. What I found, or actually Dad found this, and I thought it would be a great piece for story time because you guys like to hear about cars that we found, back in the day. This is actually from right around the turn of the century, 1999, 2000, 01, right in there. At the beginning of the internet. I mean, the internet was definitely out there at that point. A lot of people were just getting used to using it, used to looking for things. I remember back in like 1998, 1999, one time, I was on eBay and I just typed in the word Buick and 2,000 things showed up. I looked at everything listed on eBay that had Buick in the title in like 15 minutes. 2,000 items total said Buick. That says like 2 million now. But so back in the day, obviously, we were starting to use the internet a little bit. When I graduated college in 97, the internet was really kind of starting to pick up some steam. We didn't even use the internet much in college. It just wasn't that, prevalent yet. So part of what we would do is we would make these flyers up. And Dad found one of the old flyers. Yeah, I know. Turn of the century is in the 1900s. And this was one that he made up. And then we would make copies of these and we would take them to swap meets or even like hang them in like convenience stores, like with the auction flyers. I should get a pipe for story time. Way back when. So what this is the original that Dad would make copies of, and he made it for a legal size document. So these were cars that we had for sale a little over 20 years ago. This one I wish we still had. I think Dad even wishes we still had this one. This thing was gorgeous. It was all original. It wasn't perfect because it was original, but it was a pretty nice 1961 Buick LeSabre 9-passenger wagon, metallic blue, white roof. Man, that was a good-looking car. It was pre-internet better. Oh, it's definitely got its pros and cons. One good thing about it is I couldn't be hanging out with you guys without it. So, a pipe, a big chair in front of a fireplace. Neil's here with us. Bud's on. Bud thinks it's cool too. So that's what we would do with these. You know, a picture of the car. Then we would just make copies of these. So these were actually cut out of actual pictures. You know, actual snap, take it in, get it developed, cut the picture out, put it on here. So these were some of the cars we had for sale, you know, say 22, 23 years ago. And you can tell by the prices, too, that it was definitely not yesterday. So a lot of neat stuff on there, but that's how we used to do some of this stuff. So I thought this was definitely worth a little bit of time to share for story time, as opposed to just looking at one car and talking about it. This is kind of how we used to have to market some stuff back prior to the internet. More hearts and fireworks. I love that stuff. Leo wants to buy the flyer. But with that, we are ready. Bill just watched the rainbow. Yeah, it did get some stuff cleaned. We put them wherever. Like I said, we take them to swap meets, even hang them. You know, like sometimes you go to a convenience store or a mini mart and they have like a place where they have like auction flyers hanging and business cards hanging and stick them up in places like that. Stuff like that. That's what we used to do with them. Auction time. Before we get into the auction, I've got a few things hanging. I've still got one for Highlander here, and I need an address on it. If you're waiting until you get something else, that's perfectly fine. Just let me know, but I don't want to keep sitting on your money. You know, if you don't want it, I'll refund your money or whatever we need to do. But I do know I still have one sitting here for Highlander. And please, guys, double check your addresses on stuff. So make sure I get it. Sometimes I can find them, especially if you bought something on PayPal within the last couple of weeks that had an address. But I ship so many packages, it's extremely difficult to try to go back through and try to find addresses. So please get those on there if you could, guys. I've got a box for Sebastian that I don't have a complete address on. Going back to June's auctions, I've got some stuff for John Anderson yet. And I know you said you sent money, but I never saw it. So if John's on with us, get with me on that, so we can get that wrapped up. Eloy, but Eloy texted me. He got laid up, so I have heard from Eloy. Tweedledee's got one, and I know sometimes you guys wait till you get a couple things. I understand that. I just want to go through and double check the list so that we don't get mixed up on some stuff. X-Ray's got some stuff. I know you said you were sending it, so we're in pretty good shape. Just wanted to run those few things by you guys so that just so we didn't get crossed up and I didn't miss somebody, and I don't want to keep somebody's money if I can't get the stuff to them. So anyway, that's kind of the stuff we've got hanging. Auctions, as always, we will hold up a piece. We'll look at it. We'll check it out. We'll talk about that car. We'll look at any flaws, any damage. We'll give you some dimensions on it. We'll tell you how big it is, how small it is, kind of what we're talking about. After we get done with the description, I will put it on a timer. We will go 2 minutes. As I'm doing the description, if it's something you're interested in, go ahead and throw a bid out there so I know we've got some interest in that particular piece. And then we'll get going on the timer. I'll just hit it on my phone just like we did a little bit ago. I will tell you when 1 minute has passed. I will tell you when 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. All you guys have somewhat of a delay. Some of it's a few seconds. Some of it times it's up to 20 or 30 seconds, depending on your device and your internet provider. Smart TV, phone, tablet, PC, as well as your provider, depends on what your delay may be. Johnny Z is testing. Pete's loading. So, be ready for that. The first couple of items, I will announce all the bids as I see them, just so you guys can kind of get a feel for where the delay is based on what I'm seeing versus what you're seeing, so you guys know how and when to bid. So, Zach got all the fresh rounds in the chamber ready to go. And I think everything tonight, everything tonight, shipping will be included in the 48 states. If you're out of the 48 states, that's fine. You just have to find a way to get me paid, which typically will be a wire, which is usually about $35 or $40, as well as non-US shipping. I'll ship this stuff in the 48 states, but this thing kind of funds itself. So a couple of packages outside of the U.S. could end up being, $50, $100, $150 pretty quick. Isn't Canada a state? No, I don't think Canada's a state. So that kind of, monkeys up the whole work. So if you're willing to work with that, you're more than welcome to bid if you're out of the U.S. Check, money order, Western Union, PayPal, friends and family. I take all of those for payment. As always, if you see something you want or you're interested in, but you're not quite sure how to handle it, how to get it paid for, how to take care of it, but you still want to bid, go ahead and do it. And then you can call me tomorrow. My phone number is in the description part of the videos. Give me a shout. I'll walk you through it, and we'll get it in a box and get it on the way to you. Not a big deal. So, as always, we've got a few people on Facebook, so I will be watching for bids over there as well. So I may be announcing a bid that you didn't see because it's on the other format. Did you send me like an extra $11, Alex, to finish up that last payment? If that's what you're talking about, yes, I did get that. And with that, I think we'll go ahead and get rolling. Well, like I said, we'll start off with a few smaller things. We've got a ton of stuff tonight. Well, like I said, it keeps building and building. I've got enough stuff here to go. We usually do about 20 pieces a night. Usually I've got enough stuff here to go like 3 weeks worth of stuff, I think. So if you guys are having fun and you want to do a few extras when we get done to make up for not getting to find any cool stuff last week, just let me know. We'll squeeze a few more in. Colorado Memorial has got fireworks. He's so excited. He's got fireworks ready to rock and roll. So, did I have an old one for you, Colorado, as well? I was thinking I did. Let me double check that. And you may be waiting on something else too, but it seemed like I had an old one on you, or maybe I missed it. Oh yeah, I do have one from Colorado Memorial as well, a little tiny hubcap. So I've still got that one hanging too for you, Colorado. So if if you're gonna, just let me know what we need to do, or if you want to wait to get something else, that's fine. So, but anyway, let's get rocking and rolling tonight on the auctions. And we've got a little bit of everything: toys, cans, emblems, badges, plates, caps. Oh, by the way, Addie found an awesome cap that you guys are going to freak out about. We'll get to it here in a little bit, but we've already had a good start. And like we usually start off with a few small things so you guys can kind of see the bids. So we're going to start off with some Tootsies because everybody loves Tootsies. A Tootsie pickup. Looks like this is probably a Ford 57, 58-ish Ford, very loosely based on a 57, 58-ish Ford. This is a Tootsie. It says Tootsie on the brand, Tootsie brand down here on the bottom, on the red Ford pickup, as well as a Tootsie station wagon. I think this is supposed to be a Ford as well, on the green Ford station wagon. Zach already wants the cap. This also is a Tootsie. Says it right up here on the bottom side of the roof. These do have their tires and wheels on them. These, like I said, these are not the fanciest, rarest, most valuable toys, but they are still cool little pieces. Let me give you the sizes on these things. 2 7/8 and 3 1/8. 2 7/8 and 3 1/8 on the wagon. So, on the little Tootsies, maybe nobody likes the Tootsies. That means I get to keep the Tootsies. That means I get to keep more toys. So, we'll give everybody a few more seconds, see if because sometimes we do get some delays hung up in here. So, we'll see if there's any bids coming through here soon or not. If not, I will put them back on the shelf. Leo 10. So, Leo's in on them. So, let's get rolling on this thing. Leo at 10. Like I said, these aren't the super rarest or super fanciest, but they're still great. They're not broke. They've got the original tires and wheels on the little Tootsies. I'm going to start lining some more stuff up here. We'll get a good mix going. Tree hangers, yeah. These actually would make great little tree hangers if you wanted a car theme. Brian at 11. Do the cap next. Past this bedtime. All right, we'll try to get to it here in a little bit. I already got the next few things set up here, but we'll get to it here within the first half of the auction for sure, Zach. Travis at 12. We just passed the 1 minute mark. I don't know how these were sold. I don't know if these were like carded or what they were. I really don't know. They are like a soft metal, like a pop metal with plastic tires. Travis at 12. You know, they're both, I think, both 50s era pieces. They look like 50s era vehicles. Minute 30 has passed. Travis at 12. And that does it. Travis at 12, adding another free toy from the drawing. So Travis is doing pretty good tonight with little toy Fords. Okay, no problem, John. Yeah, I don't know what happened because I never saw it. So. Pete said he remembers them coming in blister packs. Okay. Let's do a license plate. This is kind of a different one. We did one or two of these in the past. I found another one. These are kind of different. It is a metal plate. It is 43 years old now, but it's not your regular license plate. It's the Kansas Sheriff's Association. 1980 Kansas Sheriff's Association plate. It was metal, like an aluminum plate. This is all embossed and then painted on here as the badge right here. This is a standard size plate, you know, roughly 12 by 6. So that's what it would have been for a normal size tag bracket from the Kansas Sheriff's Association membership plate. So anyway, let's get this one rolling on the Kansas Sheriff's plate 1980. Even the badge is embossed in it. Leo at 10. Brian's got the red light up, ready to go. Colorado Memorial at 15. Leo at 16. Just past that 1 minute mark, Leo at 16. And there's the minute 30 mark. About ready to wrap this one up. Leo at 16. Colorado Memorial at 22. And that did it. That was a good shot. Right at 157, Colorado Memorial slides in that $22 bid. So, guys better watch out if Colorado Memorial wants it. He's got her figured out. Let's do a can. Not the fanciest can, but a pretty cool can. And it has the nice big Standard Oil logo on it. It's one of those household cans, but it's a different name. Fine Oil, 4 fluid ounces, the fine oil of 1,001 uses. All metal can, appears to be original spout on this super cool little standard can. Great red, white, and blue on it. Nice finish. Still shiny. A little bit of surface rust down here. The back has a lot of details on it, and that's all still nice and clear. Good colors. This appears to be kind of a snap-on cap, the way this thing pops on there. And it still has a little spout on it, but I think it was rubber and it's kind of stuck. So this little fine oil can, 4.5 on the body, 6 with the spout, and 2 3/8. It is. That's like a 3-in-1 oil. That's exactly what it is. Leo at 5. So about 4.5, about 6 with the spout. Cute little can. Leo at 5. Let's get this thing rolling. It's all metal. It's got the seam on it right here. So, yeah, it's definitely old. No barcode or anything like that. Leo at 5. Man, there's so much cool stuff in here. I don't know what to grab next. Leo at 5. You may get to steal this one. And there's 1 minute. Leo at 5. Alex at 10. Brian at 12. And there's the minute 30 mark. Brian at 12. Leo at 13. Sam uses his grandpa. Remembers his grandpa using them. Final oil countdown. That's right, Shopcat. Leo at 13. Alex at 15. Leo at 15. I had Alex first. We're coming down to the wire. We got a few seconds left. Kenny at 18. Leo at 16, but I had Kenny at 18. And that does it. Kenny at 18. Leo came back at 20, about 2 seconds too late. Kenny at 18. All right, up next, a little grease cap. Then we're going to get that super cool cap. Zach wants to get it done, so we'll get to it here in a little bit. Let's do one of these little aluminum grease caps first. I've got several Buicks, but I'm not sure if we've sold this one or not. I got too many different styles to remember. But they're always a winner. They're always cool, so you can never go too wrong with them. On this little late, probably mid-20s Buick. Oh, hey! Uh-oh, let's see what happened. Okay, there we're back. Hey, dummy! Didn't work out so well, did it? Hold on. Let me pick stuff up, and then I'll tell you what happened. How'd that work out for you? Huh? How'd that work out for you? She's sitting over there in the corner. Her eyes are about the size of saucers. What happened? I don't know what that little deal is to Colorado Memorial, but it's pretty funny. Zach wanted me to get this cap done because he's got to go to bed. So knowing that we needed to get that squeezed in here in the first half of the auctions, I got it out. I sat it over here on the side of the desk so that I wouldn't forget to do it. Well, it's sitting just on the inside of the desk. Gray Kitty comes up from the side, lands on the cap, and then you guys kind of saw what happened from there. Fortunately, it's a stainless cap, and it didn't really hurt it, but it still was pretty entertaining. Anyway, back to the task at hand. Let's get this Buick grease cap out, and then we'll get this other cap sold before Gray Kitty comes over and wrecks it again. Right, Dum Dum? Hey, Gray Kitty. Meow. She's sitting over on the other desk, perturbed. Cap comes with paw prints. Yeah. Let's get back to this grease cap, and then we're going to get her done. On these aluminum caps, these are, like I said, I've got a bunch of different styles of Buick, but I've got this one laying right here, so we're going to sell this one right now. On the Buick cap, obviously this is all stamped in. As with almost all these, they have dings, nicks, and damage around the edges because these things were used. Threaded on the inside where these could thread on to the hub of the car. You can see on the inside of the back, the Buick is actually cast into it, so you can see it all the way through. This one does have a pretty good face to it. I would imagine this background area was probably black originally so that the Buick letters would pop out against it. Alex at 20. It is 3 1/4 in diameter at the wide area back here where it's threaded. It's 3 1/4. And about 1 3/4 inches deep. So we've got Alex at 20. We're going to get this thing live and on the timer. Alex at 20. Yeah, it almost looks like 80s typeface. That's true, Pete. That is very true. 1 minute. There's the 1 minute mark. Oh, that's an interesting shop cat. Yeah, I think I've heard something about that before, but I never really remembered a lot of the story. As we're coming up on the minute 30 mark, Alex at 20, Leo at 21. Leo at 21 on the Buick grease cap. Alex 24. Coming down to the wire, I've got Alex at 24. And that does it. Alex at 24. I'm not seeing anything on Facebook. I don't know if any of you guys on Facebook have been bidding on anything, but I'm not getting any comments on Facebook for quite a while. So just so you know, it's fine. I just don't want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Alex at 24 on the little Buick cap. Could have been. I'm not sure, Kenny. I've never messed with one of those cars, but that could be right. Books. Oh, yeah, there is another great book. I got stacks of them just off the top of my head. We got to get to Zach. I got a license plate and then that cap, Zach. So bear with me for a few minutes. We got a great license plate. Then we're going to do that super cool cap. So a higher call. A higher call. Shoot. What was the B-17 called? It was about a B-17 that was wounded, and there's a whole story to it. But there was a German pilot that did not shoot him down. They actually escorted him back to the channel so they could make it back safely. A higher call, I believe, is what it was called. Something Pub. The B-17 was called Something Pub. But A Higher Call is a great book. And if you guys want, I'll go through some of the books I've read over the last few years and try to get some of that stuff put together. A Higher Call, off the top of my head, that's a great book. Robin Olds is a great book. But A Higher Call. Let's go with that one for tonight. In fact, I'll try to remember to grab it next week. If you guys want me to start bringing some of that stuff in, I'll bring some of those in too. So, but anyway, license plate, then the cap for Zach because he wants to see it. We all love license plate. This thing is awesome considering this plate is 60 years old. 3-digit, awesome colors on this 1962 Kansas 355. Kind of a forest green, white letters. Back looks almost as good as the front. A little bit of crusty around the edges, but man, this thing looks good. Leo at 10, you can even see the flaws in the paint. That's how nice this thing still is. So let's get this done. Then we're going to squeeze that cap in for Zach. So Leo at 10, this is a standard size plate. Basically your 12 by 6 size license plate. Three digits, awesome looking plate, great colors. Yeah, it's a good looking piece. I've got Leo at 10. We are on the timer. And then we're going to do this awesome cap before Gray Kitty wrecks it again. Leo, 61 years like him. We got Leo at 10. No, perfect. Hidden on, still hanging out on Facebook. Perfect. Glad you're here. Alex at 15. But just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything from you guys over there. Alex at 15. See if we can see the timer in there as we come up on the 1 minute. Oh, yeah, look at that. And there's 1 minute. We can read it in the plate. Alex at 15. Yes, the B-17 was the Flying Fortress. That's correct. Yeah, this is a sweet plate. Good colors. There's minute 30. Alex at 15. Alex at 15. This is Leo at 20. We're getting close to the wire, down to the wire. Big job, 22. And that does it. Big job at 22. Leo at 25, just about two. That's the second time you've been 2 seconds too late, Leo. At Colorado Memorial at 23. Big job at 22 is who I had at 2 minutes, so that's the only fair way to do it. I still have not got my plane moved. Still waiting for Doug to get up here with the truck and get that thing out of there. But no, I do need. Still have not got the plane moved to the yard. So, and don't trust me, we'll get some cool footage when we do it. So, all right, we're gonna do this super cool cap. We got some great caps tonight, but I thought this thing was awesome. Fortunately, Gray Kitty did not completely wreck it. It is stainless. It is early. It's awesome. And I think you guys are going to dig it. So I hope it's worth it, Zach. I hope you like it. This Mercury cap is awesome. I love the design on this thing. 39, 40, 41, something like that maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's late 40s. But check this thing out. Mercury V8. Pew, look at that V. Mercury V8 on this cap. I'm sure this was all painted originally. We did not repaint it, did not mess with it. Whoever ends up with it can actually, you can fill that in with it whatever color you want, probably red originally. It is stamped in there. This is the back of the cap, so it is actually stamped in there. So this could all very easily be filled in with a color of your choice, really. It was probably red originally, but you could do whatever you wanted with it. So it is. I hope you like it, Zach. I hope you didn't stick around and not be excited about it. It is about 9 3/4 on the outside to outside. Leo at 10, Alex at 30. Yes, and Gray Kitty paw prints. I don't know where she landed. Victoria, Texas is here with us. Let's get this thing on the timer. We've got Alex at 30 on the Mercury V8 cap. What the heck? We got another really cool piece laying here we'll do next. We are on the timer. I've got Alex at 30. Colorado Memorial at 32 as we hit the 1 minute mark. We're just past the 1 minute mark. Colorado Memorial at 32. Alex at 35. And there's the minute 30 mark. Alex at 35. We've got a few seconds left. We're coming out of the wire. We got a little bit of time left. Is anybody else going to jump in on the Mercury V8? Zach at 36 at the last second. He did slide in and get it just about the time it went 2-0-0, but that was, holy cow. Another half second, Zach, and you'd have been too late. That was as close as you, that was literally as close as you could have cut it and still got in, Zach. There is no doubt about that. Zach at 36. I was kind of wondering because Zach didn't do anything except sit there throughout the whole deal. The hearts are flowing. That's cool. All right. I'm glad you guys thought you dug it as well. Something else we haven't done in a while, hood ornaments. Let's do a hood ornament. You guys liked the Studebaker video from the other night, correct? 40 Merc, said Alan. Okay, I knew it was somewhere right in that era. So Alan says 1940 Merc. But everybody liked the Studebaker video. How about we do a Studebaker hood ornament? Yes, I had an extra 50 Studebaker hood ornament. I did not take this off the convertible, but I had an extra one. It's like, what the heck? If you guys like it, let's sell it. This does have some pitting in the base and a little bit in the top. This is the original plastic insert. It does have a few cracks in it, things like that. Leo at 10. So here we go. We're going to sell, and like I said, I didn't take this off the convertible. But since I had an extra one, I thought, what the heck? Let's throw it out here tonight. These are 13 3/4 long. I don't know. There is no socket in the bottom of this piece. So if there was a socket for it, it would have had to snap in the hood. So I don't know for sure. It goes through the metal. Actually, you were probably typing that as I flipped to the bottom. So yes, it screws in here at the bottom. It goes up through all the way up to here. So there actually is a hole in the metal where the plastic insert goes up through it. It's a little over 2 inches wide at the widest point. So in here, it's a little over 2 inches, 13 3/4 long on the 50 Studebaker hood ornament, just like the one on the bullet nose convertible video from the other night. We've got Leo at 10. Let's get this thing on the timer. Yeah, exactly. Just like people saying, you could put a light underneath that thing, and there you go. Leo at 10. Big Job wants the bullet nose, yeah. Well, you can just come get it. He knows how to get here. It's not a problem. It's sitting there ready to load. Leo at 10 on the 50 hood ornament, just like the one on the bullet nose. And there's 1 minute. Leo at 10. Leo going to walk out of here with this thing for $10? Leo at 10. It's all we've got, and we're getting almost to the minute 30 mark. There's the minute 30 mark. Leo at 10. Brian, 25. Billy Bowman's here with us. Tyler at 16 on Facebook, but I've already got Brian at 25. Pete at 26. Getting close to the end on this one. We got a little bit of time left. Pete at 26. And that does it. Pete at 26. Brian came back at 30, just a little bit too late. All right, we haven't done any early badges. Any confirmation on how many of those Studebaker bullet nose convertibles were made? I never did find out for sure, John. I never found anything that was concrete on production on that car, so I couldn't find anything for sure. We haven't done any early badges yet tonight, and this first one we're going to do is kind of rough, but it's still pretty cool. It's 1927 to 1931 era Chrysler, very similar to the one that we just looked at, only it's a little bit rougher. All the enameling is gone out of this one. This one took a direct shot. As you can see, it's bent. So this thing kind of took a direct shot that basically wiped out all the enameling on this particular one. 29, 30, 31 era. Just like we looked at in the other one, the Chrysler is a separate piece on this against this background. The Chrysler does still look pretty good. You can still see all the lettering and everything in the Chrysler part of it. About 2 inches by about 1 5/8 inches. Leo at 5. Yeah, that'd be a heck of a bird strike, but yeah, that's a good idea, not farm, but that'd be a heck of a bird strike. So this is 29, 30, 31 era Chrysler. It's just a rougher one, but the Chrysler Shield does still look pretty good. Leo at 5. We're going to get this thing on the timer and ready to go. Yeah, you can put polyurethane back over it again and put a little color back to it. And there's the 1 minute mark. Leo at 5. Coming up on the minute 30 mark. Leo may, even though this one's rough, it's still a steal at $5. Coming out of the wire, Leo at $5. What a deal. And that's it. We'll mark it to Leo for 5. Up next, another hubcap. Not a rare one, but one that looks really good. And I think what's so cool about this, I think most of this paint is original. Yeah, maybe it's been painted. I don't know. I can't tell. Maybe it's been touched up. Still looks good. On this late 40s era Chevrolet cap. Yeah, I think that is the cheapest thing that's ever sold. Even a rough one usually does better than that. This next cap, like I said, late 40s era Chevrolet. Nice, bright, shiny chrome. The reds and the streaks here, the blue and the Chevrolet letters. Do you ever find the glass doorknobs to use as a shifter knob? Occasionally I find the glass doorknobs. I've never seen them used as a shifter knob. Big Job at 10. This is a chrome cap over a metal base. Cool colors on this thing. Obviously, nice, bright, shiny chrome. Right at about 10 inches all the way across. Late 40s era Chevrolet on this cap. Leo at 11. Let's get this thing on the timer and keep boogieing. Colorado Memorial at 12. Big Job 13. Johnny Z 15. Travis at 16. One minute has passed. Johnny Z 20. $1:30 has passed. 1 minute, 30 seconds has gone. Leo, 21. Leo at 21 as we're coming down to the wire. And that's it. Leo at 21. Johnny Z at 26, just a couple seconds too late. Okay, on to the next piece. Another can. Let's do another can. This is kind of different. It's not a real common name brand, but it is pretty cool. All metal, 1 pound grease can, so it's a great size. Super Service Lubricants, quality through research, wheel bearing, grease can. So it sounds like you guys definitely got some lag out there, so hopefully we can play through that. Might try hitting refresh here, and I'll give you a few seconds before we start on this can. If you guys want to hit refresh and get going there. Okay, we all ready? Everybody get a chance to hit refresh? And let's check out this can. Super Service Lubricants, quality through research, all metal, 1 pound grease can. It has kind of like a lab type thing here with this picture. Kind of a boiler type thing, boiling stuff off. Great color, red, white, and blue. All metal, original cap. So specifics on the back, a little bit of paint loss down here. Travis at 10. Net weight 1 pound. The little lubricant guy right here on the side. So kind of a neat can. Something a little bit different. Travis at 10. Let's get this thing going on the timer on the 1 pound Super Service grease can. These 1 pound cans are a little bit smaller than a quart, 4.5 by 3.5, 4.5 tall, 3.5 in diameter. Original bottom still in it. Nice looking can. Travis at 10. Dennis at 12. Hopefully everything goes good for you, Big Job. Travis at 13. And there's the 1 minute mark. Travis at 13. And there's the minute 30. Minute and a half is gone. We're coming out of the wire. Travis at 13. Dennis at 15. Leo at 15, but I had Dennis first. Travis at 16. Leo at 17. Coming out to the end of this one, Leo at 17. And that does it. Leo at 17. Leo's kind of on a roll. All right, we got a couple of cool things coming up here. Actually, the next couple of things are really cool. I'm kind of making some notes, getting some stuff laid out here. This next thing is awesome. I've got a couple more of these, but I don't know how many. If we sold one, I had 4. We sold one. I'm going to sell one more, and I haven't decided if I'm going to sell one of the other ones or not because they're kind of in comparable condition, but one's a little better than the other one in one spot, and the other one's a little better than the other spot, which means I typically end up keeping both of them. So this might be the last one that I sell. Maybe one more later, but I usually know how that works out. So anyway, as of right now, I know I got this one, and we're going to sell it right now to the high bidder here in just a couple of minutes on this awesome mid-30s Packard wheel center. These are big, heavy, enameled. Obviously, we've definitely got some damage over here, some damage over here. These were bolted on. This was all design. This design, if you guys can see in the camera, this design was all in it. Travis at 10. And then the red enameling over the top of that. Just over 5 inches, about 5 1/8. Alex at 25 on the outside diameter, just over 5 inches. A little bit of chipping here in the center. Most of it's out here around the outside edge. You can see the design under the red there. Nut Farm at 20, but I got Alex at 25 already. Good point, Kenny. I forgot all about that. We completely got off course after last week. Good idea, Kenny. I completely missed that. So let's get this on the timer. Alex at 25. Let's start making up some lost time. Yeah. Alex at 25. We are on the timer on this thing. Oh, and this next plate that's coming up is epic. You guys are going to love this next license plate. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. Sorry about that, Kenny. That was my bad. I'm glad you reminded me. There's the 1 minute mark. We'll give you one just for that too, Kenny. And we'll follow it up with an Auburn badge. Alex at 25. And crickets on a rare piece. Didn't stop him. There's the minute 30 mark. Alex at 25. Travis is loading. Just cocked. Alex at 25. We're getting down to the wire. And that did it. Holy cow. They're probably all come pouring in now. Yep, there's Zach at 27. Alex at 25. Good deal on that one for Alex. Yep, Alex was already coming back with another shot, too. So we had Alex at 25 is what I had at the end. All right, license plate time. Awesome license plate. That's a badge. We've done a few of these. I've got a few more to do. I don't know how many we're going to do. This thing is great condition. Awesome plate. We're going to do another sample plate. I know you guys like them. I love them. This thing actually has a sticker on the back from a sample plate collector. So this thing was probably like, it's been in a collection since it was new. Tony's at 10 and you haven't even seen it yet. So we got Tony at 10. Travis at 15. It's a great year. It's a great color. It's a very unique color. Zach's jumping off tonight. Glad you're here tonight, Zach. On this 1970 Kansas sample plate. All zeros. Beautiful condition. One little flaw right here in the middle of this zero. Tony, 20. The back obviously looks brand new. It actually has this sticker on the back from a sample license plate collector, C.O. Bauer. Travis at 25. So apparently this license plate went into a collection years ago. That's where it has always been. And here it is now for you guys. Martin at 30. Great piece, essentially brand new. Something you don't see very often. Sample plate, all zeros, was never issued or assigned to anything. Strictly a sample to look at. Travis at 35. Let's get this thing boogieing on the timer. Tony at 32, and I've already got Travis at 35. Great looking plate on this 1970 53-year-old sample plate. That's a badge. Tony, 36. Martin, 38. Leo, 37. I got Martin at 38. Travis at an even 40. Colorado Memorial at 41. Travis at 45. And there's the 1 minute mark. Travis is my high bidder at 45. Martin at 50. Travis, 55. SN was Shawnee County, which is Topeka, where the state capital is. So that's why they use SN, Shawnee County, where the state capital is. And there's the minute 30 mark. Travis at 55. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Big Job's getting itchy fingers. It's a cool piece. Not one you see very often for sure. Travis at 55. Michael Gagol at 43, but obviously that was an old bid that was hung up on Facebook. Travis at 55. We're coming down to the wire. A few seconds left on this one. Travis at 55. And that does it. Travis at 55. That's a great piece. Told you I had a cool license plate coming up. Let's do a badge bundle. We haven't done any badge bundles yet tonight. Let's do a Pontiac badge bundle. we're going to start off with the first generation Firebird. We've done a few of these in the past. This did have a plastic insert, most of which is gone other than right here. This did have studs on the back to mount it. It is 2 1/8 by about 1.5 inches, so about 2 1/8. Travis at 5, Grand Prix, early 70s era Grand Prix. Also a metal badge, about 4 inches by about 2 3/8, about 4 inches, about 2 3/8. This is flat stud mount Grand Prix, nice finish on this one as well. And to round out the Pontiac badge bundle, the iconic Pontiac Arrowhead. This is actually a metal body with a plastic insert. We see a little bit of discoloration in the red. It was stud mount. This is a pop metal base with actual chrome on the edges, not a plastic one, just a plastic insert. It is almost 5 inches high, almost 5 inches tall on the Arrowhead, and it is about 2 inches across the top. So there we go. Travis at 5, all 3 of them, one-shot deal on the Pontiac badge bundle. Let's get it on the timer and get going on it. Natoni at 10. Johnny Z at 20. And there's the 1 minute mark. Johnny Z at 20. Minute 30 is passed. Johnny Z at 20. Coming out of the wire, Johnny Z at 20. And that's it. Johnny Z at 20. On the Pontiac badges going to Johnny Z. Hudson badge. All right, what do we got next? Grease caps. I love these little things. I know you guys do too. I think you did one of these in the past. But let's do another one. I got so many of these things that there's so many of them that are very close and very similar that I don't remember for sure what all we do. But I think we've done some similar. Of course, a lot of these use similar logos as well. Number one's back on anybody bidding on a Pontiac Badge 3-pack. Dodge Brothers. A little Dodge Brothers grease cap. Once again, this was a hex head, dents and damage around the outside perimeter where this thing was taken on and taken off. Threaded on the inside where this screwed on to the hub. About 2 3/4 in diameter across. The DB in it, very clear. the way it was cast in on this one. Nut Farm at 20 on the little Dodge Brothers cap. Let's get this thing boogieing on the Dodge cap. I'm going to get some more stuff rounded up and ready. And hopefully Gray Kitty won't jump up here and jump on the whole pile again. Nut Farm at 20. Travis at 22. One minute has passed. There's the 1 minute mark. Travis had 22. Nut Farm, 25. A lot of times there are different sizes on the hubs, Brian. So Nut Farm at 25. And there's the minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Coming out of the wire, Nut Farm at 25. Travis at 26. And that does it. Travis at 26. Nut Farm came back at 27, just 2 seconds too late. Alex at 27. A little bit later even than that. Travis at 26 is where we ended up at the 2 minute mark, though. All right, another cap. Let's do one more regular size cap. And then we got one more grease cap. We got a couple plates and another badge bundle. We'll pretty much wrap it up for tonight. We're going to give you a Hudson badge right now to think about it and get to this next cap. Once again, a chrome cap over a metal base, 48, 49, 50 era, 47, 48, 49, 50 era on this Plymouth cap. Nice shiny cap, some dings and dents, obviously. This, I believe, would have been red where the ship is actually stamped in as well as the Plymouth lettering. This is all recessed. That is actually part of the cap. So you could repaint this and really make this thing look cool, or you could leave it in its original form just the way it looks now. 10 inches in diameter on the Plymouth cap. Bright, shiny chrome, few dings and dents, but a pretty cool piece. Everybody got their sunglasses on. Colorado Memorial starting us off at 18 on the Plymouth cap. This circle is actually stamped in as well, and I would imagine it was probably red also. Nut Farm at 20, Leo at 20. Nut Farm at 20 is who I had first on the Plymouth cap. Leo at 21. Alex here. Alec made it on Facebook. Colorado Memorial at 23 as we hit the 1 minute mark. Nut Farm just cocked the hammer back. So Leo at 25. Johnny Z at 25. Nut Farm at 30. Nope, I don't have a tether racer or slot car track. Nope, nothing there. And there's the minute 30 mark. Nut Farm at 30. We're getting down to the wire on this one. And that does it. Nut Farm at 30 on that one. All right, a few more pieces left to go tonight. Let's get one more can, one more grease cap, a couple more license plates, and one more badge bundle. So, last can for the night, and this is a pretty good one as well. It is a metal can, but it's got a barcode on it, so it's probably like late 70s, early 80s maybe. But it is still a metal can. So this would have been right at the end of metal cans. It is a Texaco fuel economy tested Havoline Supreme motor oil in a quart. Travis at 5, Leo at 10. It's a good looking can. Gold with red and blue lettering. Of course, we've got the Texaco logo across the top. We've got the swoop here in red and blue. The top is intact. This was a full can. I did drain it. All the printing still on the top. Very clear. Poked a couple holes in the bottom of it. Some details, some information on the back. Like I said, it does have a small barcode over here. So probably late 70s, early 80s, right at the very end of the metal oil can. So let's get this thing rolling on the timer, and away we go. On the 1 quart Havoline Supreme with fully lettered and original top. Leo at 10. Dennis at 14. Travis at 16. As we're getting close to that 1 minute mark. And there it is. 1 minute has passed. Travis at 16 on the metal Havoline Supreme quart. Coming up on the minute 30 mark. And there it is. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Travis at 16. If you're going to jump in, now's the time to be thinking about it. A few more pieces left yet for tonight. And then we're going to do some bonus drawings, and we're going to get into the magazine. We still got some cool stuff to go yet tonight. But we're coming out of the wire on this. Pete at 22. Just about over. A few seconds left. Pete at 22. And that'll do it. Pete at 22. Travis came back at 25, just a second too late. Getting close to a set of Dodge Brothers caps. I think I may still have a few more in there. We'll do some more digging in some of those boxes. But speaking of little grease caps, let's catch one more for tonight. And this is a pretty unique one, and it's pretty cool. A little bit smaller than the other ones. Also a stamped in with the name, threaded on grease cap, but a little bit different one, a little bit different brand than we've done, I think, for the Overland Company. Obviously, this thing's got a kind of a pretty good whammo over here. Kenny at 5, the Overland is actually cast into it. It is dished in the Overland part. Has the hex part on the side where this could screw on and screw off. Threaded on the inside so it could thread onto the hub. On the little Overland grease cap, this is a little bit smaller. It's about 2.5 on this. 2.5 on the outside diameter. Leo at 7, X-Ray at 10, Alex at 22 on the little Overland grease cap. And we are boogieing on the timer. We are going. A couple more pieces to go after this little Overland cap, and then we're going to be into the magazine for tonight. Alex at 22 on the Overland. Big job getting thirsty. I don't blame you. I am too, actually. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. And coming down to the end of tonight's auctions. And there's 1 minute. Alex at 22. Gray Kitty staying over on the other side of the office after that little debacle. As we tick away, we're getting closer to that minute 30 mark, and then we're going to squeeze these license plates in, one more badge bundle, and then we're going to yank some more names out of the can. And there's the minute 30 mark. 1 minute 30 seconds has passed. I've got Alex at 22 on the Overland cap. Free beer later. Alex at 22 as we come down to the wire on this one. A few seconds left. Anybody going to sneak in on this one? Alex at 22. And that catches it. Alex at 22. I figured somebody was going to jump in and snipe that one, but they didn't. Luckily for Alex. Cool piece. All right, we've done over the last few, well, when we were on, not last weekend. I told you I bought a whole bunch of new Nebraska plates. And I'm not sure what these are, but they are stamped metal, so they've got a little bit of age to them. They're not printed like this newer stuff would be. I don't know. You'll have to ask him, but that's a 1970 plate. It's not a 67, so. But this set of plates here, I'm going to sell them as a pair because they are consecutive numbers. I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're motorcycle plates or trailer plates, but they're little tiny boogers. They are brand new in the package, and they are stamped metal. But they don't say anything on them. X4946 as well as X4947. I thought, what the heck? Let's just sell them together since they are a pair. They are brand new. They are actually stamped metal. So they've got to have, they're not brand new since they're printing most of this stuff anymore. You can't even hardly find a stamped metal plate anymore. So these are a small one, though. 9 1/4 by 3 1/4. Alec at 10. 9 1/4, 3 1/4. X-Ray at 15. So these are just kind of little dinky ones. I'm going to sell you the pair. You're getting them both together. Martin at 20. 2 for 1 since they're consecutive numbers. I thought, what the heck? We'll go together. Travis at 25. Let's get this thing going on the timer. And we're going to sell you the pair of these, and then we're going to get a badge bundle, and then we're going to draw some more names. Martin at 30. Like I said, I don't know how old they are, but they are definitely stamped metal. Even the NEB for Nebraska is stamped in them. Travis at 35. I don't have any idea. I don't know if they were trailer plates, like for a utility trailer or a small trailer or a motorcycle, or I don't have any clue. But they're cool. They look good. They're brand new. Travis at 35. As we come up on the 1 minute mark on these plates, 1 minute has now passed. We are on the back side of these. Winding her on down to that 2 minute mark. Travis at 35 on the pair. You're getting both of them for one deal. Johnny had one of his boat trailer about 20 years ago, similar to this. So 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Maybe they're a boat trailer. I think you're in Nebraska, if I remember correct, Johnny Z. So they could be a boat trailer plate. Travis at 35, coming out of the wire. A few seconds left on this one. We're getting close to the end. Travis at 35 on the pair. You're getting both of them. Okay, put that down to Brian. Okay, let me get through this. Yeah, that would make sense. We're coming out of the end. Travis at 35. Alec at 37. And that does it. Alex snuck in at 37 on that one. That was some pretty good shooting, Alec. Big Job came back at 40. But Alec at 37 is who we had at the 2 minute mark. Alex slid that in at about 157. So just showed up and boom, took a shot right there. Okay, so change the sample plate from Travis to Brian dispatch. Okay, one more batch tonight. Yeah, it is your first bit. You haven't won in a while, Alec, but that was a good shot. I mean, for just showing up here towards the end, I mean, you hit that like at 157. I mean, it was like, boom. It was a good shot. So one more badge bundle tonight, and then we're going to move on. Chevy badge bundle for our Chevy fans. First off, a little Impala, a little round Impala. The Impala in the circle, the prancing Impala. This is a metal badge. It is flat. It was stud mount. And it is about, get a hold of this thing, 2 3/8 in diameter. Travis at 10, 2 3/8 in diameter. Along with this dancing Impala, we're going to give you another dancing Impala that is a little bit larger with the leg kicking out of the circle. This one does not have studs. They are broken off. It is also a chrome emblem. The circle is about 2 3/8. The circle is about the same size. However, it sticks out about another quarter of an inch with these back legs. So Nut Farm was too busy looking at Heather. So 73 Buick Man is here. X-Ray at 15. You're getting the pair of Impalas and one more piece. You're also getting this mid-50s era gold bow tie badge. Like 55 era. Travis at 16. Three inches long on this one. All three of them, one-shot deal. I've got Travis at 16 on the Chevy badge bundle. Johnny Z at 20. Let's get this thing on the timer, and then that's going to wrap it up for the auctions tonight. Johnny Z at 20. We are live on the timer on this one. Colorado Memorial at 25. We need to start covering Heather Thomas up before we do the auctions or what? Colorado Memorial 25 as we come up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute left in tonight's auctions. Need a risky picture with a watch where the prices go up. There you go. Colorado Memorial at 25 as we come up on the minute 30 mark. And there's the 1 minute 30-second mark. It has now passed. We're coming down to the end of tonight's auctions. Colorado Memorial at 25 on all three of the Chevy badges in the Chevy badge bundle. X-Ray at 26. Few seconds left. X-Ray at 26. And that does it. X-Ray at 26. Get these taped back together so we don't lose track of any of these and they all stay together. All right. All right. There we go. That was a lot of fun tonight. Thanks, guys. I appreciate everybody's participation in tonight's auctions. Let's put that notepad away and let's move on to some more raffles, some more bonus drawings. How about we do some more bonus drawings? Drum roll, that's right. All right. Travis is out for tonight, but let's see what else we got in here. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thanks, Brian. We're down to one here. I think we are. What do we got? Dennis Chapman. All right. Now what do we got in here? This is what we've got, whatever this is. For Dennis. Must be a matchbook. It's kind of flat. Yep. Oh, this is cool. Santa Catalina Island. Check out the graphics on this thing. So let's get my Sharpie, wherever I did my Sharpie. And let's write Dennis's name on here. The Catalina wine mixer. Yep, that's what it is. The Catalina wine mixer. That's right. So we're going to put this thing back in here for Dennis. And remember, guys, these will ship with your next package. These I don't ship these individually. They will go with your next shipment, whether it's an auction win, a raffle win, whatever. That will be the next time these ship. Dennis's name is on that one. Let's send it over here with Travis's. And, as always, right back into the can for the big drawing next week. Next week, we're giving away that pump plate. So, anyway, anybody want one more? Should we do one more? Since we didn't do any last week. Travis has got one. Dennis has got one for tonight. So if we pull one of their names, we'll grab another one. Tony Napoli. So let's grab another one out of the fleet can. Okay, no problem. Big job. Appreciate that. Oh, got a big one here. I just grabbed the edge of the paper. Let's see what we got for Tony. I don't know what brand these are, but they're kind of cute little dinky dudes. On these are actually metal. I don't know what they are. I don't know what brand they are. This one has one broken wheel on these two little metal buggies. Obviously, made to look like very, very early era cars. So not sure what they are, but they are kind of cute little boogers. All right. Let's wrap those bag up for Tony. Yeah, they are kind of, like I said, I don't know what they are. They're just kind of cute little cars, so I threw them in there. So, we got Tony's name on those. Put them off the side for him. And, as always, right back into the can for the drawing next week. All right. Who's tired? I know I am. It's been 1 o'clock both last night and the night before I got out of here. So I appreciate that. Hit the like button. But I did get most of the stuff ready for Angelo. So we should have the Tulsa Mecum auction coverage coming out, hopefully in Old Cars Weekly sometime in the next month or so. So rules to get into the can. Raffle. The monthly raffle. To get into the Big Buick oil can. $1 per chance. You send me $5, you're in here 5 times, $10, 10 times. We do one every month. We do a raffle. This month, we're giving away mainly this pump plate, the Mobil Regular. This is a porcelain 60s era, actual porcelain sign for a gas pump, as well as a 1932 Kansas license plate and the Beretta promo model. We will have 3 winners that on the monthly raffle, and then we will announce the new raffle. So you can do check, money order, cash, except some people have had trouble sending cash. Some cash comes right through, or PayPal friends and family to get into the, I think everybody wants the Mobil Regular. That's a actual metal porcelain pump plate off of an old gas pump from the 60s. So $1 a chance to get in there. The bonus drawings are just something fun that we do to kind of have fun with the raffle throughout the month instead of just having the big normal drawing. And Nut Farm wants to give away Heather. Everybody wants to give away Heather every month. But if we give Heather away, then we all can't enjoy her. So, I don't know. So that's the scoop. The monthly raffle, the weekly raffles are just kind of fun to keep so we talk about the raffle and have fun with the raffle all month, as opposed to just giving the stuff away at the end of the month. But anyway, get situated here. We already talked about who got in this week, just a few since because of the storm. Or did we talk about last week, actually? Maybe we ought to redo that again. Yeah, actually, we need to talk about the other week because I had all this ready before. So the second week of the raffle, which would have been the 10th, the week of the 10th, I think. Yes. Johnny Z, Leo, Justin, Travis, Mark Falcon, Michael Glagola, and Tony Napoli got in the second week. And then, of course, this week, since we didn't have an episode, was Leo, Justin, and Travis again because they just added their auction winnings every time. And then Dennis Chapman. So forgot that to go through all those of who got in. Travis is hoping for the plate. It's all kind of neat stuff. You know, the Beretta promo is brand new. That's original paint, 32 license plate. So that's 90 years old and still looks like that. I don't know where Mark is tonight. I didn't hear from him. He may have texted. I think he texted after the storm, I think. But I haven't heard from him here at the end of the week. So that's who is in as of right now. And then, like I said, I think, we're going to do the drawing next weekend. So next week we're giving it away. I don't blame you, Brian. I kind of feel the same way. But let's get into some magazine. Let's check out. We got a great magazine tonight. Hello, Gray Kitty. Have you decided to grace us with your presence again? Huh? You kind of come up and say hi and not create a havoc? You're eyeballing the desk looking for that scary, spooky hubcap, aren't you? Yeah, I know. She's literally sitting on the floor, keeps looking right at that spot of the desk where she jumped on that hubcap. Yes. Hello. Would you like to come up and say hi? You want to say hi? Come on. Come on. Come here. You want to come say hi? I said, you want to come say hi? She looked up at that corner of the desk, looking for that big spooky hubcap. Okay. Hudson Badge. Let's get into tonight's magazine. Another one out of a viewer box. This thing is really cool. Something a little bit different. Something we haven't done a lot of, actually, of this brand. Popular hot rodding. Yeah, we haven't done a lot of popular hot rodding. But let's definitely check it out. From May of 1963, this is one that did come out of a viewer box. The special section, how to build a top rod. Hop-up suspension system, the hows and whys of engine swapping, designing the dragster, hot rod body shells, new speed equipment, all kinds of cool stuff. In the May 1963 issue of Popular Hot Rodding with a 50-cent cover price. So let's see what we've got in here. And that's one thing about some of these magazines, we can look at every single page and there's cool stuff on it. So we got to kind of pick and choose what we're going to catch. We are going to do half the magazine tonight. Obviously, we're already almost 2.5 hours in. So we're going to catch some of the cool stuff in this one. Then we're going to finish it up next week. But the first article they had in here was a popular hot rodding drag test, a hot rodders road test of Dearborn's quarter-mile thoroughbred, the 63 Galaxy packing a 427. So yeah, so that car does kind of need a nail head, doesn't it? Check this thing out. Action shots, of course, black and white pictures back in 63. It's about all you got. Big Job is definitely digging it. Dual quads sitting atop that 427. Yes. Yes, that big spooky hubcap is gone. And one thing about this is they actually get fairly techie, so to speak, in this article, with a cutaway of the engine, even shows the cylinder heads, the clutch. Check this thing out. I mean, really kind of getting into some meat in this article. Was it last Toy Tuesday? Norm got on for a little bit, said her mom had passed away. So she's been pretty tied up, but she was on a Toy Tuesday. I remember it was last week or the week before. And here again, actually showing the bare block, spring modifications, all kinds of cool stuff. So a really in-depth tech article on that one. Up next is super cool hot rod. 32 Ford with a little supercharged small block Chevy in it. This thing was a high class build for 63. Check this thing out. Once again in black and white, but still great pictures. I mean, they just did an outstanding job on the photos in this. There's a little Chevy mill with a little supercharger. All fits under the hood of this little Deuce Roadster. Pretty good looking car. Victoria, Texas is digging it too. Yeah, it's a cool looking hot rod. Now, getting into the tech articles that they were advertising on the cover, how to build a top hot rod, the hows and whys of engine swapping. Just when is the right time to put your wheels under a new power plant? And it talks about a lot of different stuff. Like I said, this is kind of a how-to tech type articles, starting off with engine swaps. Obviously, back then, going with overhead valve was a big deal. But here's something else that's a little bit different that that normally I wouldn't think of. Of course, we've definitely got the Oldsmobile, a very common engine swap, the Oldsmobile Rocket V8 back in that time period. We got to remember we're sitting in 1963 right now as we're studying this. But something else that I had not even thought about was they had a picture of an engine swap with a Leaning Tower of Power, and a Leaning Tower of Power is not exactly what you normally think is an engine swap. Many home builders have used the new compact engines in lightweight foreign sports racing cars. Here's the Valiant Slant 6 in a British Lotus. Another popular engine for this purpose is the Buick Oldsmobile Aluminum, the 215 V8s. So something I hadn't thought about, but right there, Slant 6 swapped into a little British car. Early Cadillacs, and of course the small block Chevy swap, probably the most common swap in the history of hot rods, going with a small block Chevy. And that pretty much catches us for the engine swap article. And they slide in another article and this one is going to take a few minutes, guys. I'm just going to tell you right now because that is the only way to do this article justice. Before we get back to the how to build a top hot rod segment, they took a break and they showed us the Grand National Roadster Show. And the pictures in this article are amazing. This is the Grand National Roadster Show from 1963. And the only thing we can do is I'm just going to warn you, we're just going to have to take a few minutes and check this stuff out because there are several pages and they are awesome. So we'll just start off right here at the front with some of the amazing pictures from the Oakland Roadster Show in 1963. Travis has got to bail tonight. I appreciate you being here, Travis. Glad you got to hang out for most of the show. Big Job's got to get to bed. Appreciate you being here. I need to get to bed too. I know that feeling all too well. It's been a couple of late nights trying to get those articles done for Angelo. Hot rods, customs, and what we've got to think about is, we got to remember we're sitting in 1963. So let's look at these pictures on this next page. Sitting here in 1963, that's white walls and motorcycle tires. This is a 62 Pontiac, full-size 62 Pontiac, already fully customized. Kenny's digging it. Yeah, it is. Like I said, there's some great stuff in here. We've still got a couple more pages of the Grand National Roadster Show to go. And more just awesome shots from the Grand National Roadster Show. Still got a couple pages to go, so let's check this one out. Remember, 1963, Victoria, Texas was 8 years old in 63. Yeah. And that's what's great about it. We get such diverse age groups on guys that remember different things. But check this stuff out. I mean, this is just great. And remember, 63, this is a 63 Grand Prix in 63, already customized. That's why we do the 73 Buick, man. We just take a few minutes and check out some of this cool stuff, look back in time with 20/20 hindsight, and have a good time doing it. Nut Farm's got to go. Glad you were here tonight, Nut Farm. And one more awesome page of pictures from the Grand National Roadster Show. And just, like I said, you just got to sit here and stare at them for a few seconds. That's all you can do. Tony's kid's got a 63 Catalina. That's a good start. And that'll catch us for the Oakland Roadster Show. Victoria, Texas still remembers hanging out the magazine racks reading them. Yep. Well, let's catch another segment into the how to build a top hot rod. And it's a great article too. And then we're going to go back and catch the ads since we're kind of about at the halfway point. In tonight's mag. Now, this segment on how to build a top hot rod is super cool. Designing the dragster. A top builder looks to new shapes that will result in 200 mile per hour on gas. So this article was literally about designing bodies for front engine diggers. Shopcat said he couldn't find any info that the 50 Studebaker hood ornament was illuminated. So, okay. But this is great. Awesome renderings, awesome old dragsters. Check these things out. And the next part of this article actually has some awesome designs. Like I said, trying to get 200 on gas. Check out these body designs. You know, similar type of stuff we would expect to see at Bonneville that they were looking at for dragsters. He says it's going to be illuminated. So some pretty cool stuff there. So let's go back and catch a few ads. Now, we could actually look at like every page in here for ads, but we'd be here the rest of the night. So we don't want to do that. But there is some great stuff that we definitely want to check out and get squeezed into tonight's episode before we get ready to wrap this thing up, Hudson Badge. Starting with Speed Specialties. This is kind of cool. We're actually going to look at a little bit of this in some of these ads. Speed Specialties for world's lowest post-paid prices. Kind of a basic ad, but we're going to hit some of the details in this because it is a full-page ad for Speed Specialties in May of 1963. What do they have on sale that month? You could buy dual quad carburetor and manifold kits. Let's see. Prices with different carbs. A Series AFB, B Series AFB, or some other one. You can't even hardly read. The print is so small. Buick 59 to 63 401. A basic dual quad setup. $129.95. Cadillac 49 to 63, $129.95. All these kits were $129.95 up to $167.95. Yep, Speed Specialties emoji. Yeah. High compression piston. Save up to 60% on engine rebuilding parts. Sale on speed decals. 62 actual full-size speed equipment decals. So, all kinds of cool stuff in these ads. Like I said, we'll take a look at it for a little bit more here, and then we'll move on to the next one. But like I said, we can spend hours going through this. In fact, we need to do this one, too, with the inside cover here. Because he just had his 102nd birthday for Isky. Ed Iskandarian. Full page ad for Isky in 1963. Speed Specialties was in Pacific Palisades, California. And of course, Iskandarian was in California as well. Told you there's great stuff in this thing. This next ad for our Mopar fans, actually probably a little bit, almost a little bit racy for the era, or for that era. The Dependables from Dodge. There are big bombs and a little bomb and a don't fiddle bomb. Take the don't fiddle one. A Dodge with a 426 cubic inch explosion. It's a record breaker on any drag strip, but not to be fooled with on the street. Yep. Gentlemen prefer bombs. with the gals sitting there looking at the car, and then it's gone. So pretty good ad for from Dodge in 63. And this next one, two different ads on here. Hank's Speed Shop and another well-known name brand, not so much Hank's, but Crowder Cams. Don Garlits takes top eliminator honors at the Winter Nationals using a Grauer 100R Series cam and a needle-bearing rocker arm kit. So, Hank's Speed Shop had drag shocks on sale, and then, of course, the iconic Crowder Cams company. Another one of our companies we're very familiar with from this era, Honest Charlie's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. You could get the new 1963 edition of your Honest Charlie catalog. They also had dual exhaust systems for Corvairs, shifter conversion kits. They had a dealer program. Dealers, service stations, garages, speed shops, or what you got. Send for catalog on your letterhead, and we've got your dealer deal. So you had to send for a catalog on your letterhead for your service station, garage, or speed shop, and they would get you hooked up with a dealer catalog in 1963 from Honest Charlie's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. This one came out of a viewer box. We've actually had several magazines contributed in viewer boxes over the last few months. So we've got a pretty good selection of some really cool stuff out of viewer boxes for the next several weeks on magazines. And one more ad before we really get into the meat, which is where a lot of the articles were. So that means this is going to be our last ad for the night, since we're getting into the articles where we started off at. This one is a company, we've seen a lot of them before, but we haven't run across their ads lately. But over the last few years, we've seen a lot of their ads in these old hot rod magazines. Just hadn't been in a while. For the Almquist Engineering Company out of Milford, Pennsylvania. Now, for automatics, the all-new Power Shift floor conversion, a transistorized Super Tack. Turn your car into a Detroit special with the all-new pace-setting sports console. Straight H floor shift conversion, free, all new 1963 catalog. So Almquist had some pretty cool stuff. The Power Shift floor conversion for automatics. Power Shift floor conversion, transistorized tack. Check out the sports console. Installs in minutes. Yes, all kinds of cool stuff available from the Almquist Engineering Company in Pennsylvania. Another one of our fairly common. I thought it was like, well, we just haven't seen anything out of those guys in a while. So thought that was a pretty good ad to slide in there. And you can also complete your set. The first issues of Popular Hot Rodding contain articles of lasting interest to every enthusiast. A few copies remain. Order your back issues of Popular Hot Rodding. Please send me the issues checked below at 50 cents each, plus 10 cents for each copy to cover the cost of handling and mail. And I actually talked about what was even in them. Yep, look, $20 is a great deal. $20 was a lot of money back then when you're making 75 cents or maybe $1 an hour. So that'll catch us for the first half of the May 1963 issue of Popular Hot Rodding, with a special section of how to build a top hot rod. And we will get into a little bit more of the how to build a top hot rod next week as we wrap up this issue of Popular Hot Rodding and catch the second half of it next week and finish this one up. So obviously we used to try to do these whole magazines and these full magazines. It just was taking forever. So we split them in half. That's what we did tonight. We'll catch the second half of this one. Victoria, Texas, 1970 made $1 an hour at a gas station. Yep, that's so 1995 was a lot of money in 1963, because in 1970 he was making $1 an hour. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you're looking forward to the second half next week. What else is coming up? This week we got a lot going on. I got a lot of videos in the can still. Pioneer Village videos, Auburn Court, Duesenberg videos. I've got a lot of new inventory videos I need to get done for you guys and get some of those up. That Studebaker that we posted Friday night, I bet that car has been here. I think it got here in March. It's been here 4 months, and we just got that one cleaned up and got you a video on it. So a lot of cool new inventory we haven't shared with you. Glad you guys are liking the magazine. I always try to find stuff that's interesting you guys are going to dig. So I'm glad you guys are liking this one, and hope you're looking forward to the second half next week. Toy Tuesday. We do have another viewer box for Toy Tuesday. So we'll catch that Tuesday night. I've still got a batch of signs that we haven't shared yet. You ever get any scissor arm top cars? Scissor arm top cars, like Gullwing type door cars, or I'm not sure where you're asking there, 73 Buick, man. But Pete's digging the magazine. I'm glad you guys are liking it. And because we got more of it to come. So we will catch that viewer box and get it knocked out of the way, and then I'll get some more signs and stuff coming up. And who knows? Like I said, I'm going to try to get to KKOA. I'm going to try to do Springfield. So there's going to be some cool stuff coming up from those places as well. And we'll hopefully have some more stuff to share from those coming events. 71 to 76 GM convertibles. I've got a few Pontiacs is all I've got right now in 71 to 76 GM. I've got a few Pontiacs. And Dad's got a really, really nice 76 Eldorado convertible. I think it's like a 15 or 20,000 mile car. It's super slick. So I've got a few Pontiacs in the yard in those convertibles. So that's what's coming up. We will do the viewer box on Tuesday night. Hopefully I can get some more of this new inventory shot. Like I said, I bet there's at least 10 or 15, if not 20 cars that we haven't shown you yet. On probably 15 or 20 that we haven't shown you yet. Yeah, that 76 Eldorado that Dad's got is outstanding. It's a great car. Yeah, I do need some sleep. There's no doubt about that. Angelo's been waiting on that stuff. I had not gotten Mecum Tulsa finished. We were on Rocky Mountain Race Week and a lot of stuff going on. And so I told Angelo I would get them done this weekend. And it just took a long time to get it done. A lot of stuff to work through, and I try to do it right. I'm not a writer. I guess I kind of am a writer. I actually got my first check from Old Cars Weekly for an article I wrote. So got something. I guess I'm officially a paid writer now. So, so that's kind of what. I was hammering away trying to get that done, and I did get it done. I got a few more things I need to get done for him, but. I hit that stuff for Angelo and for Old Cars Weekly pretty hard. So we'll have some more articles coming out. I'll have another article coming out in Old Cars Weekly, hopefully here soon, which is weird to say that I'm writing these articles and they're actually printing them with my name on them. It's kind of weird. So anyway, that's what's coming up. Hopefully I'll get some new inventory shot. We've still got a bunch of great stuff from Auburn Court Duesenberg, tons of stuff from Pioneer Village. We may have to throw a few extra videos up here and now and here and again to get some of this stuff up, because I've got to get down. Obviously, we know Jim is at GAA this weekend, Harrisburg next weekend. But here in a couple weeks, Jim's going to be back, and we've got to go shoot this Mustang. You guys are going to flip when you see this Mustang that Jim just found. And this is coming from Jim Wicks. Did you make it to Iowa? And Iola or Iowa? Probably Iola. Yeah, no, I did not make it to Iola. I've never been to Iola, actually. But when Jim Wick says he's got a special Mustang, I got to try to get down there and shoot it. Like I said, I think there were literally dozens made. So it's a cool car. You guys are going to flip when we do that. So I got to get that done. A lot of stuff coming up, a lot of things going on. And maybe I'll have a chance to run into some of you guys at some of these events. So, like I said, going to try to get to KKOA next weekend. I don't know when it's going to be. Probably just going to be for a morning, Friday morning, or not, probably not Friday, but probably Saturday or Sunday morning. Just depends on how things shake out. Try to catch that. And then hopefully Springfield swap meet here in a month. And hope maybe able to run into some of you guys. With that, I think you guys have the right plan. I'm going to bail off. I'm done. I'm tapped out. I'm beat. And the bad part about it is I can't get to sleep after these. So it's still going to be a few hours before I can wind down enough to get to sleep. I get a lot of stuff going on here. I hope I do a good job. I hope you guys don't notice it. But there's a lot of stuff going on, trying to keep up with comments and try to keep things flowing. And I get pretty wired up, so I got to kind of try to calm back down to get some sleep. So it's still going to be a few hours before I even get a chance to get to sleep. So appreciate it. Appreciate the kind comments. Episode number 172 in the books, as crazy as that sounds. And but it's all because of you guys. If you guys weren't coming back and hanging out, me sitting here talking into some webcams would be pretty boring. So thanks to all of you guys for making this what it is. Thanks for inviting your friends over to hang out with us and checking it out. And we'll see you Tuesday night for some Toy Tuesday. And we definitely hope, there you go, back to the Johnny Carson comments, which is still bonkers to me that you guys even consider that. But I do try to do a good job. And we're going to wrap this thing up. And we'll see you Tuesday night. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope everybody has a great week. And we will see you next Sunday night, 7 o'clock, same bat time, same bat station, for some more Sunday night live chat.